I am a huge fan of director Kevin Smith. I have all of his best movies. You know, I have been a fan of him for years, and all of his films, they're so poignant. All of them have like such good dialogue, such realistic characters. Such realistic storylines, and they're just fucking hilarious. Can never go wrong with Jay and Silent Bob. You know, all of his films, especially his earlier work, are such classics. And I do have all of his classics. I got Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, and even Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Clerks too. I would have to say especially his earlier work. During the 2000s, he kind of started to slack a little, with his content. He kind of made such crap Cop Out, which I've seen it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, on TV, and it really kind of sucked ass. That's like one Kevin Smith film that I would never watch. And Jersey Girl really was not very good either. But the rest of his films, the ones that I mentioned, are such classics. And one thing that I do like about his earlier work are the soundtracks. That like Clerks featured such good. The soundtrack to Clerks featured such good bands like Soul Asylum, Alice in Chains, Stabbing Westward, Bad Religion, the Jesus Lizard, and Girls Against Boys, and some other bands that I'm trying to get into. And Mallrats, featured such awesome bands as Sponge, Weezer, Bush, Elastica, Wax, Silverchair, Sublime was on that. Their cover of Bob Marley's "Smoke Two Joints." That's that song's a classic, and but then Chasing Amy and Dogma did not have soundtracks at like what Clerks and Mallrats had, but they see Dogma mostly had the original score by Howard Shore, and the but the end credits did feature Alanis Morissette performing her song "Still," which was exclusively for that film and for that soundtrack album. And Chasing Amy did not release any soundtrack album whatsoever, but it did feature some songs by Liz Phair, you know the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, their song "The Impression That I Get," that song appears in that film in one scene. Sponge was in that film. Well, one of their songs was in the film, and a couple of Soul Asylum songs. Like one of their songs, the song called "We Three," is what actually appears during the end credits to that movie. But and that song is basically exclusively for that movie. But that song does appear on their greatest hits album. But one band that that I recognized, while scrounging through TechNoir Records, that I did recognize because one of their songs appeared in Chasing Amy, is this band. This is a band called the Hang Ups. They're a very, very obscure, um, indie rock, indie pop band that they've only released four albums, so they've basically completely fallen off the face of the earth. But like I said, I recognized the title of the band when I came across this at that record shop, and I recognized that one of their songs was in Chasing Amy. See, I have this habit of whenever I hear such good songs in a movie, I like wait until like the like I like watch the whole end credits to see what songs appeared in the film, just so I can like know what the song is called. And so that's kind of how I came across this, because I, watched the end credits to Chasing Amy, and like I forgot what the song was called that these guys performed, but because were because one of their songs was in a Kevin Smith film, I knew I had to get it because the first two movies, featured mostly like alternative rock, and grunge, and so I figured that this band would like fit the genre, and like so I looked them up, and like they've this is their album So We Go, which was released in 1996 through Restless Records, and like they've they have like a very similar sound to you know like Superchunk and Tripping Daisy a little, Matthew Sweet, and like the lead singer, his vocals are kind of reminiscent to like Elliott Smith, and like and sort of kind of like a bit like Cake, and like earlier Dinosaur Jr. type, but and I like all those bands, and I figured that once I popped this CD in, once I started listening to it, I was blown away, because they're just the sound is like so nostalgic, just it makes me want to go back to like like the 90s when like this shit was so awesome. Like nowadays, they barely get any airplay, and like with Q101 basically playing nothing but like modern pop hits. Well, not like pop hits like Bruno Mars or crap like that, but mostly like Imagine Dragons and like you know Neon Trees, and I'm not a total fan of those bands, but like you know but they do like 80s and 90s, all backspace, all backspace on like Sunday mornings. But I was totally blown away by this band, and like I said, it has like such a nostalgia, sound for the 90s. Like makes me want to like sit in a coffee house and like hear like a local indie band performing on stage, and like just that's how much of a fan I am of the music scene, because I know so much about those kind of bands. And this band I would like certainly recommend. This the song that appears in Chasing Amy does not appear in on this album, but it has like but there's all their songs on this album are excellent. It'll just once you pop this in, it'll just give you the feels. And you'll be somewhat, saddened over the fact that this band did not get the credit that they deserved. Like three of their albums, including this one, don't even have a Wikipedia site. I mean, the band has a Wikipedia site, but it does not have like it does not like talk about like the albums that they've made. And so like if you're into this, if you're into like Matthew Sweet, Elliott Smith, even like a little hint of the Meat Puppets and like the other bands that I mentioned, I would check this one out. I would give this one a go. If you could find this at like at your local record shop, or at like a flea market or a thrift shop, and I'm pretty sure like thrift shops and like flea markets have like a ton of obscure shit that you can find that you probably like never haven't heard of in like 20 years. And like I consider myself like, as a music junkie. I would like seriously, like I said, I would look through the bins and like well, anyway, so I would definitely check this band out if you have not heard of them, or if you just want to stream it. I'm pretty sure that you can like see if Spotify has it. If you don't feel like spending too much money, and if you have like a Spotify account, just see, like, add this and see what you think. The Hang-Ups, their album So We Go, released in 1996 through Restless Records. Thanks for watching.